everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield. I'm a professional dancer, professional dance choreographer, and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we are taking a look at all of the mega crews from Street Man Fighter. I know so many people have been waiting for this particular portion of the season for me to take a look at. I cannot wait to take a look at these as well. I have them put in the order of their scoring, so regardless of the order in which you choose to watch these, I know I did start with YGX and I finished with Just Jerk, and I'm going to be approaching my feedback accordingly based on the lineup. On top of that, I also did my best to try to figure out what the criteria was so I can tailor my feedback towards that. But once again, know that my job scope and my perspective is not based on the competition reality TV side of dance shows. It is more on the competition side, where there is rules and regulations and very specific things you have to follow. So please take some of my analysis or feedback with that level of grace, or if I do approach or say something that may feel out of pocket, that it could just be because I'm looking at it from a lens that I'm normally used to looking at mega crews. So I really hope that you guys enjoy these, and I hope they're beneficial, and we're gonna go ahead and get into them. We get a lot of breakers in these mega crews, and I am such a fan. Okay. They can have a leather boiler suit going. I love it.
I get sprayed. I get sprayed.
This is a light feet track. I get crazy.
I get sprayed. I get sprayed. I get sprayed. I get crazy.
I like the fact they use the bandanas that are different color to know who the members are. But you have to be careful with that, because the moment that your member is not in a symmetrical state, I will notice. Yeah, I like that. Nice, 6, 7, 8. Pop it off. Hey. Yeah, that was a good example of not just having people basket run. They had them do something to come onto the stage, which I really like. Yeah. Very nice. Great. Yeah. I like this ending a lot. This is fun. Drop. Woo. That was really fun. This actually reminded me, there was a crew that I remember watching one time. I don't really remember. They were a crew from Spain, and they gave off this energy, and it made it really fun. I like it. It's just a nice quality. Okay, so bringing it back.
How about that?
I really like the usage of the bandanas. I think the coloring of the bandanas was important, because you were able to see where the members were, which makes me wonder if that was part of what people were looking at as a criteria, is how well can I see where my crew members are, that are supposed to be featured as the representatives of the crew. I don't quite know, but I really do like this choice here. Like, look at this formation. I just find it so interesting that this is a track that was used. This is a light feet track, but I don't think they used it as much And they didn't use it in that way at all. I really like that. Beautiful aerial shot coming in clutch there. But I think honestly too, if you looked at it from the front, it would have looked really nice as well. Yeah. Very clean. They do a great job of being clean in these movements. And everybody, when they go somewhere, even the transitions, look, they're still maintaining. Look, this actually makes the it makes that character. Makes that character. That's kind of fun. I like the peel out. Honestly, very smart choice that they didn't go into the breakdown of the song, because I already mentioned it. It isn't with what the genres they're doing. That track does not. That wouldn't have. They would have probably. They wouldn't have been able to execute it as authentically to the track as I feel like they may have wanted to. Also, fabulous job on the fact that every formation I've seen them in, there is, to a degree, a level symmetry with those who are in the yellow headbands. My note, though, is you have, I mean, this is my first noticing, but you have two of them and then one over here, so it's not symmetrical. But because it's an even number, you run into that problem. And I've mentioned that often, but that peel out was really nice. Yeah, here, I mean, I think just that transition going forward, that was my first little note here of, I don't quite know if this formation was as practical for the content they were doing. I feel like it does look, it is unison, which unison is fine. It's all about your timing. I like that where they have a snap. They have a nice little snaps to kind of signify the end, like the exclamation points at the end of their phrases, which I like. And then how they came off. If we look here, they're not basket running, I don't think. They started basket running. No! Because if they just kept doing this that whole time, that would have been so cool. But that camera caught you. Camera caught them. Look, boom, right here. I caught you. Basket runs. Everybody's doing them. Now here, because this track, it does feel like they're doing they're just doing choreography. It doesn't feel like they're really diving into the track as effectively as I think they really could. You know, they're kind of keeping a lot of the content, if I just go back just a little bit, they're keeping a lot of their content on the midline, but I will say the next section that we're about to see, they do a really good job of framing and creating levels. This is so nice, that boom, you can see where your focal is. He's the only one looking front. It's a really important note here, and that's where your head goes does matter. So you notice this whole sequence. What made it you subconsciously know he was your center is not just because he's the one with just the one yellow, because they have yellow bandanas as well. Normally you would think, okay, the three of them are about to be featured. No, he's being featured, and your brain told you, yes, he is. And that is because he is the only one looking front the whole sequence. So if you look here, you'll notice, boom, only one looking front for this, which I absolutely love. Then they go and face the outside. That is, you're psychologically, you're seeing that peel up there, boom, boom, boom. I feel like we saw that kind of, that boom, boom, boom. Maybe not there. I think we saw it maybe later in the megas, like here. I like the crawl. That was cool with the accent, and they're maintaining their levels there as they keep walking. Super fun. You have people going around the back. This is what I'm talking about. I really like that choice. I feel like they were almost there. They shouldn't have put those basket runs. They should have let him commit. But also the time frame in the wings that you may have to get back out may have been really short, so they may have to sacrifice it to make sure they are where they need to be. But I really like the fact you see that they are doing something back there. They're not taking away, however, from what's happening. They are doing the choreography as they transition, and that is what made this so freaking good, this transition going from that small group into this beautiful formation right here. I love it. Now right there, that was cool. They kept it unison, which was fine. Do I think that you can always use these types of opportunities to whenever you hear a bass? Because they're not really hitting the bass there. Like, you can still delegate that polyrhythmic layers to different aspects of your routine. You could have some of these guys drop a little bit lower so they're still going, because this move right here, it is more catered to the upper body. So the lower body, I know they have fabulous form here, but there's these, they could have taken more opportunities to level their formations to make it look more full, even though this does look full, but make it more full in this way versus just this way, which, you know, I think this is really enjoyable. It's super fun. That was nice. Very nice here. Yeah, I feel like this section, that's just my note for this section, is the content that we are seeing looks really nice. It matches the music. They're catering to the lyrics a lot more. And they are making really smart choices of having opposition going back in. They're not staying all facing the front for a long time, which I do like. But it does read a little bit like we're doing a combo and we just added formations to it, versus this is our concept in this, because when you think about it, a lot of mega crews do combos, but you want it to not just look like we all learned a combo, okay, now I want you to face this way and do it, and then I'm going to face this way and do it, and you don't switch up there's not, it's everybody is still unison, but they're just facing different ways. So this is just, here's the thing, I don't have a problem with it at all. I don't have a problem with any of these mega crews. I just want to say that. I just feel that here they could have been a little bit more effective. Like what we're seeing here, that's an example. So you see them, they traveled forward. They go da 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 da, and then they peel out. That was a really great example of what I was just talking about. This was cool. Da da da. Boom, boom, boom. That was cool. But how did they come out? Look, that was another great example. They didn't just basket run out. They didn't just walk out. They were a part of the formation and then they integrated into it. So I think they're one of the, they definitely, when it comes to the seamlessness of their hidden cards, they are hidden, right? Like they're hidden featured dancers. It's really fun. I'm able to see them whenever they come out, but I'm not seeing them just walk on as like oh, okay, we're about to get into another section. That's a really good quality to have whenever you have a mega crew. This was really fun. They're still doing handography. I will say they do typically, as their go-to is more of the upper body framing, which is really nice. And they're not doing the exact same thing, but they're doing more of the family of something like that. So that's just another note. Remember too, like, it's just my opinion. This isn't really, I'm not really representing anybody or anything. It's just me just talking, you know, just going into these formations. I feel that maybe it would have been better if they did not have the aerial shot for that. I mean, it looks cool, but you don't really see them get into that formation until it cuts back to here. This peel out was really cool with the peel. So they only had the second half of the formation peel out, and that was a really cool choice. That was also really nice as well, because what they decided to do for that peel out, they did group 1, which is my front left, and then they skipped a line, and then they did the third line, and then went the other way. That was a really cool way to do multiple groups. Yep. I think just my big note that I'm just gonna say is I do like their choreo. I like the formation choices. I really think they just need to add more levels to the formations, but I really like the visuals that they're trying to come across. It's really fun. Yeah, that sequence was really nice. It was fun. They are hyping up the energy, which I really like. They're pulling their energy forward, which is really good too. Yep, and we are playing around. They do have this platform in the back. I really feel like that's helping them create multiple levels. Now, if you really want that to be more effective, you have your people up top, you have your midline, but then these people could have done the equivalents on the floor, and that would have created that tilt of levels and fullness, but this still looks fine, none the same. It does feel like there's more dancers over here than there are over here. If it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. So it's just little details like that as well. You have your 2, and this is another thing, it's not as symmetrical because you have your 1 and then you have your 2 right there. that's an example of sometimes it's okay to not move and just do your complex content, because that is really difficult to do. Ready? You know, so notice it is in unison. They are probably framing it out and framing it in, but it is a unison in context when they're here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And they run down into a dip. I love that. Into the walks. Super fun. And then everybody came back in as they were finishing out their feature. I really love that. It's probably one of my favorite sequences of the entire set from All Day. This feels very like them, and I like it. At least some aspects feel very like them. I love that we get to see this. Boom, boom. Yeah, this whole thing, just the framing and the usage of the wrist is what I really, really like. So a lot of times I know in whacking, as somebody who is more into Vogue, if you could let me know, but I know in whacking, you want to propel from the wrist. I don't know if that's the same for Vogue, but they are doing more of a Vogue influence. I really feel like it is a more of a propel than you force it, but I don't know. I'm not in that community nearly as much as I am with whacking. So yeah, so that's really nice, the transition. And then you go back to, now they're nice and symmetrical again with the they're framing beautifully. Then you have all of your dancers back here. Super fun. Hey, I love that. Boom, 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 boom. But here, notice they are all exploring the same levels at the same time. So it looks cool, but it doesn't feel as dynamic. You know what I mean? So like if everyone's boom, 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 and drop, and up, and different ways, but they're all still on the line. Imagine if they were here, and he goes, da, 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 da. I mean, this is super weird what I'm doing. But my point still stands, is that I think that's my one big missing component to their mega crew, is they have really nice transitions. Like their transitions are definitely really enjoyable to watch. You know, I think that little bit there, that drop, I really feel like they could have taken more of a lower body approach to that, because we've seen so much upper body equivalence right before then. You know what I mean? Yeah. As they drop, this is really nice, but that transition looks great with everybody on the same line. But this one I really do wish out of everything, because they're all still at the same level, even though they're opposing, it's still the same level. So really dropping the levels, that would have made it look even more complex. Just like that peel out that they did, or like the ripple drop where they had the one person for group 1 and then they had the 2 and the 3. Like that was really cool, and it was complex and it was different, and it made it, I was able to appreciate it. And I really like some of their components in this. And I like that boom boom, very clean, crisp, matching the music. But it also feels like it kind of just stays. It kind of just stays here in this pocket. It doesn't explore or climax at all here, you know. And I think because this feels just as impactful as it did about 2 8 counts ago. So that would be my big note for them too. I love that. But I really do like a lot of components of this. So as of right now, I am keeping it kind of in this order. Whedon Boys, they were so entertaining. I'm just curious as to when directors, are they being looked at from the content or the overall picture? Because I think that they will probably have one of the most entertaining ones that we will see. Thank you guys so much for watching. What a rodeo, man. Am I right? I think this is just fabulous. I loved all of the crews. It's wonderful that I had the opportunity to take a look at all of them, and I definitely look forward to the discussions on all of them too. Please note that I absolutely love watching dances, and I love being able to provide feedback or ways that every crew, I think, could have enhanced or done their stuff better. But I don't want anything that I say to discredit the fact that the turnaround time, the number of people they had to work with, the mental state that they were in with the pressure of the competition, and just the workload that comes with these types of things is second to none. And I have so much respect for them, and I cannot be any more proud to be in this position, to just be able to just share joy of what I love about these types of things. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the other challenges with these groups. It's gonna be awesome. I will catch you on the flip side. Bye guys.